Hello people of the internet, how's you doing? Today the reason why I titled this video maybe before and after YouTube, because I've changed a lot um, since I started YouTube, and obviously until now. Obviously it changed before when I was younger. Not that I'm old now, sure, but Jesus, now anybody says that now, sure, Jesus, we might have a talk later on, but sure, Jesus, now, but all seriousness aside, I might as well admit it straight to people. Before I started YouTube, I was a shell of myself. Very, very, very shy. Very shy, honest to God. I never seen somebody more shy than me when I was back then. Very nervous, which is pretty much the same thing, but nervous and very socially awkward too. Very socially awkward. Very worried person too, and still very worried person, but still I'm always very annoyed. I'm very worried. When I mean annoyed, I mean, I'm worried about my friends and what happens to them. And one of them can be always worried about, different situations that could never happen. But I always think of the world, think of my friends and always like that. And, I get worried if they don't, reply to my, like say if I send them a message and they don't reply, and, before YouTube I was very anxious. And obviously, I might as well say it straight to people. Very affect me a lot before anybody else. Before, with the rest of the people when I was growing up with, were a lot more developed, if it makes any sense. And obviously I was kind of backwards. But they obviously, met, talk to girls and obviously things like that. I'm very much, I'm very much behind in that. But, as a typical teenager, you have to, do that or you considered weird. But sure, Jesus, look at you, Jesus Christ, now, sure, there's always plenty of time, sure, Jesus, for that, now, sure, time to get the money out. I don't know, sometimes I just make random jokes. Cabin boyfriends, though. But anyway, on a serious note, but like, it was very, very, undeveloped, I was, before I started YouTube, very unwise. Well, not really I was always very wise, but, I suppose very new to social media, and the effects, and obviously the effects of people avoiding you, and obviously somebody takes things to heart too, which is not a good thing in politics. I admit that, but obviously I have developed a lot in that regard. Not taking things to heart, so much things to heart, but I still do. And one example of that, and there's one good example, and people probably do remember this still. I had to take a week off off tidy towns and off everything. This is before the emergency now, obviously. And obviously that was pretty bad because obviously I never took off tidy towns. Even if I was dying, I would have went out in the world anyway. If I was sick, if I was dying of the flu beforehand, back in January or December, I would have went out anyway. Even if I was dying, even if it was my last breath, I would have went out into tidy towns. And obviously that did affect me because obviously I tried this year to obviously talk to a girl for the first time ever. Which is very, very good of me, which is a very good step in the right direction if you ask me. But it didn't work out that well. But anyway, what can you do? That's it was that. It does affect me. It still does affect me because I really do. It's the first time I did care about somebody in that way. I know I feel very, very stupid though. But anyway, but sure, Jesus, what can happen? The whole roof might collapse on me. But sure, Jesus, look at sure, Jesus. It only take a few bob to repair it. But sure, Jesus. But the might as well tell the truth. I'm not going to call. I might as well call a spade, and I'm not going to just cover it up and say to people, "Oh, nothing happened." It was just nothing. It was just bad memories. But it was really did affect me. It still does affect me because I still do care about that person. I would have liked to at least be in a relationship with the person, but life has this crude way of just hitting you back, doesn't it? But that didn't do any good to have my confidence or anything like that. But obviously I'm not that just go and talk to girls every 10 seconds. Not like that, but obviously other boys in my class, but beforehand, before I went to secondary school, a lot more developed to be a lot more in front of the crowd, if that makes any sense. But so yes, but the one thing, and sorry, I'm just kind of explain it to everybody the first beforehand. But comparing it to me now, oh well, Jesus, we have a story to say there. First of all, that situation I talked about there, not a hope. You hear me now? Not a hope 5 years ago. I would have went up to somebody and said, I really care about you, and I would like to be, more than friends. not a hope would I do that. Not a hope in a dream in the car in a man in the can. What the hell was that? But anyway, sure, just go ahead, sure. But not a hope, and that was a big step. I'm not gonna lie to people. It did backfire on me, but it was a big step in the right direction. Trying to think of something. Trying to think. So obviously with anxiety, I still suffer with a bit of anxiety, and obviously, I'm not that socially awkward. I'm sure of myself in that regard. It's social awkwardness. I can talk to people. I can raise my voice when I want to. It's just that I don't say anything unless somebody says something to me. Which is if somebody talk like the way I kind of went in life. Somebody says something to me and somebody comes up to me and talks to me. I'm gonna talk to next week. That's the way I kind of person I am. I don't like going up and starting the conversation if somebody doesn't want to talk to me. Like I always wait for someone to come up to me. Which is I don't know if that's the right way to be, but just kind of the way I be. But I've moved up a lot since that time. And obviously before when I was suppose only last year was it, maybe late 2018 maybe too. I started doing videos like face. Like beforehand, you probably remember me with the phone down. My other phone actually, not this phone, but I had my phone down the table and was talking into it, showing giving out damn about it. But giving out damn about the government and obviously things like that. Back then, obviously, afraid to show my face, afraid being made a laugh more with my acne and everything like that. That's a huge improvement. Like, honest to God, I can't tell you how much of a huge improvement, because when I was in national school, I meant to mention my other video too about acne, but I completely forgot about it. But I used to be worried. I used to try and cover my face in school because I used to be so embarrassed. Now I couldn't give a damn. I couldn't give a damn. Somebody could call me spotty face and I couldn't give a damn. I just had to go up the leg. I just screamed like water off a duck's back. If you insult me about my face, my acne, it's just like water off a duck's back. It was just that like I got, I kind of got immune to that bit of abuse. Like some people would say, that, I look terrible in first year. I meant to be honest, I look terrible. Not worse, but obviously I'm a bit full of acne at the moment. I'm obviously worried and annoyed and things like that does bring on acne. Trying to think, like sometimes I remember things and I was going to say something but I can't remember now. But yeah, not even to care about that now. I've changed a lot. Like as I said, even going up to that girl, that's a huge improvement. Many people have said, God knows, obviously a huge improvement. People who knows me from years ago, and obviously it's a shame it didn't work out, but things happen, I suppose. But yeah, it just goes to show you that big moves being made, I suppose. That's the word to use. I'm sure of my old self, which is a great thing. I always stand up for myself now, and always ready for the next fight. If that makes any sense. Always ready to start a fight with the government or local authorities or any TD or anything like that. Always ready. Always have the ammunition ready. Not literally. Don't take that into a rebellion sense, but just a bit. I might joke. No, but I'm always ready for the stand up and the take a burden of a nation on. That makes any sense. But I'm always ready to stand up for people, my fellow citizens of Ireland, and and stand up when many other people won't stand up. I raise my voice no matter who, if they tell me to shut up, I'm going to raise my voice even higher. So it's better just ignore me if I ever challenge you. Because it's better, because you just give me more. If you say to me shut up, I'm going to make you suffer for that, more or less. Which is a good example for Leo Fark. Leo Fark, if you're watching this video, please never say anything about me, because you're going to absolutely never hit the end of me if you tell me to shut up or anything. But yeah, I'm a big show myself. Me after YouTube, like now, look at me now, very positive. Very positive. Before that I was very negative. I was looking at the worst thing. I was being very negative. And that's true, and that's true to an extent. But and the reason too, for me being positive, and I think it is because this girl too. I can't like honest. She's a very positive person too. And probably good vibes. Like the way that there's no saying. I can't remember now. There's no saying if you're with someone that's very positive, very open on life, and very full of life. In other words, that will rub off on you. And I think that has. I think it has, and I think I owe that person a lot. And I do owe a lot. And it's no word of a lie about that. I'm not going to lie to anybody about it. Because I do think that helped me a lot too, to regain my confidence, regain strength, regain everything. And that's why I'm here now. But so, like, go back to watch some of my, when I was doing gaming. Back in 2016, very, very, very different person. For good or for worse, I suppose. But the government are not happy about it, I'm sure. Probably would rather me just go back to gaming, but sure, we won't satisfy them, sure. Maybe we will if they offer a few bob, but sure, Jesus Christ now, sure, where would a cabin man be wanting a few bob, sure, Jesus, have enough money in the bank, sure, Jesus Christ. That's how many if no matter what happens, I say this to any Irish nationals out there, your favourite YouTubers and everything like that could be bought off by the government at any moment, right? Or get the channel shut down and just be given a back check, just saying, keep quiet and we give you a check every year in the post. What are they going to do with a cabin, man? What are they give them a check every week? What are they going to do? Because the cabin man has enough money already. It's more money than the government in some cases. Which is no joke right there, lads. But yeah, I'm a big shell of myself. Like, honest to God, I can't describe, how much of a change it is. And I can't express to people how much of a change it is. And I'm very proud of myself, and I have to admit that I am very proud of where I've come from. I always look back, for guidance, I suppose, towards my future. And kind of remember things, because it's better not to let things just lie in the past and not to remember it, because it's just going to happen again. It's the same with history repeats itself if you don't remember it. There's loads of bad times. As I said, my childhood was a big roller coaster of just annoyance. And it was good. There was always good times, but on my own most of the time was not really the good times. But sure, changed me a lot. Really, really did. YouTube was another reason why it changed me too, because I'm, got talking to people, got chatting with new people, got made new friends. It's so great. It's just so great. Can't explain, how much, YouTube has changed. Along with many other things in life that a growing confidence since 2016. Like big huge steps in the right direction were made. And I'm proud of myself and I'm proud of my friends about. But the word, the word is you never lose hope. Because you might be annoyed, you might be worried, you might be anxious, but never lose hope. Because I had hope somewhere with me. No matter the darkest situation, that we'll get through it. And we'll pull through it, and I did. And I'm here. Maybe some people might not be happy with me being here, but sure, yes, what can you do about it? I'm here. The blast, I'm here. I'm standing here. I'm not the best now. Obviously, my head's spinning a bit. But I'm sitting on a chair. I can't stand up to take a bow, but I'm here. I'm still here. Yeah. Huge change. I'm sure a lot of people would agree. A lot of my friends would agree with me. But anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe for more. And just to say, never be afraid to be who you are. And if you have, if you're not, as some people would say, whatever what the young people would say nowadays, you're not right. You're not there. If that makes any sense, ignore them, because you're yourself, and that's all you have to be. As long as you're yourself, and you're yourself, then who cares what anybody else thinks. Because as long as you're true to yourself, then you're true to the world. Simple as that. Thank you.